Hello YouTubers. Today I'm on an adventure, solo adventure. I'm heading up the Newberry Monument up here. Gonna go look around for some mushrooms, see if I can't find some morels today. Um, yeah, just a solo adventure today, so just be me and you guys, take you along. We're just gonna go explore, see what we can find, see if there's anything worth seeing up here, if there's anything worth picking. I don't really know much of any grounds out here. I'm just kind of, just gonna kind of try to find the same faces that I've been picking in other areas. So, the same direction, anyways. Hopefully, you guys can see up here. See, Flying Peak up there on the right. And I think in a previous video, I think I quoted that as 8,500 feet. I was mistaken on that. I think it's about 8,000 feet. Um, so just looking at it again the other day. So a little discrepancy there. Right now, we're heading out to them mountains out there, and well, we'll see what we can see what we can find. Hopefully, we can find something. We can find something worth finding today. Exploration. This year seems to be a pretty good year for the morels out here. They seem to be a lot more than much of anything we've ever seen in little local areas. So it's kind of exciting, kind of cool, something to do. But we like to do a lot of mushroom picking in our family throughout different times of the year, different mushrooms. Morels, they used to be a big money crop, real massive money crop once upon a time, and I had some pretty good washout there. Nowadays, there's just so many people doing it, and the grounds just seem to be, I don't know, they just seem to mostly diminish a little bit more every year, but I think a big part of that is just that we've been slowly becoming more arid, less and less moisture up here for a long time. So, this place used to be 27, 30 feet deep in snow in the wintertime, and well, I've only been up here for 4 years, but 5 years, something like that. But in the 4 years that we've been here, we've only gotten a couple feet of snow. This place used to be, you could travel it in the wintertime, so back in the 80s and 90s. So I find that kind of interesting. See this peak out here over that way. That's what I'm going to try to get to. I'm going to try to get to some of these little buttes out here and see if there's anything going on. There's got to be roads onto them, as long as they're not lava flows. For the most part, the roads out here are kind of at a big grid, north and south, east and west. And then you got people's homemade wood cutting roads, and trails and stuff that go all over the place in between. So really hard to get lost out here, I think. You'd really have to try to get lost out here. If you just stick with one direction, you got any sense of direction in you, you just stick with one direction for a while, and you'll pop out somewhere. So but there's certainly lots of cool stuff on this mountain. We're gonna go back here, go up here on this mountain, our local mountain right here, and check the backside of it. So they've been, looks like they've really been popping in this really big sunny open areas. And I don't know, I'm gonna go check some other areas, see if there's anything going on at all, or maybe more going on, but I said this year was kind of unusual, and I mean, it almost seems every year with morels is unusual. They just, I don't know. I guess they really don't seem to follow any main rules, you know. They really just seems to be about temperature and moisture out here. Last year it was frozen and snowpack all the way until June or something, and so a lot of the ground that normally makes something just didn't do anything. So last year was very poor for morels, and so maybe this year will be kind of a makeup for that, I guess. Nature finds a way to balance all things. Somewhere up here there's a road off to the right. And that's where we're heading. There it is. Let's see. Well, I've been up this road a few times, but I do remember it coming up to a mountainside, I think. But then again, it all kind of looks the same. So, yeah, we'll find out. If you guys see mushrooms sticking out, make sure to yell them out. Ooh, I like it. Getting a little hilly, just a little bit. Went up on top of a butte yesterday out here, and man, we got a mega score off of a little patch of morels, which is cool. Super cool, super fun. Out here picking with my uncles yesterday. So I'm out here venturing, trying to find some new land. The hard thing is, when it comes to selling mushrooms, it really comes down to your location. So, like here, you're mostly selling to private parties, you know, individuals off Facebook, things like that. So it's really hard to sell any quantifiable amount of mushrooms. If you're lucky, you could let go of a few pounds here and there, but, you know, I'd say beyond foraging and just the enjoyment factor, I'd say, you know, that's probably where I'd keep my focus at. But this looks pretty cool. Let's go back up in here and see where this goes, huh? Ooh, some soft stuff up in here. Tell you what. I'm not sure if I've ever been through any of this country out here. Not to logging roads. Oh. Gotta look in front of me. Just ran right over a stump. I gotta say, all the training I've been doing the last few weeks, I feel like it's been massively paying off with my machine. I can go a lot slower and a lot more stable. It's a pretty bushy looking section. Alright, well, I guess we just go for it, huh? The thing about out here is you just don't want to run into rocks and stumps. The bushes are pretty forgiving. Bushes, they're kind of annoying, but they don't really stop you too much. I don't see no stumps, so screw it. We're just going for it. Oh, excuse the foul language. I don't know if that's technically a curse word or not anymore these days, but that's something I'm trying to do, is better myself every day. Cursing is one terrible thing that I've been stuck with my whole life, so try not to stop doing that. Oh, that's funny. We're traveling the back way. I know that butte. That's McKay Butte, I believe. We're traveling the back way to it. That's kind of cool. We'll see if we don't hit a lava flow or something that just completely stops us. A lava flow. This looks like this is an old road, man. Starting what this is kind of feeling like. Actually, I think I'm fairly certain I might have been on the other side of this old road at a point or two. Heck yeah, dude. Cool. Yeah, there's the old road down here. I think the still active road anyways. About the old road. But what we want to hit is we want to hit that. Looking for these morning light areas maybe. I don't know. Huh, cool. Neato. Well, here's a road I don't know. I'm sure we probably touched a lot of this out here, but I can't say I've been on every road. So I'm still finding stuff every day out here. I think somewhere around this general region is a pretty awesome cave, actually, that I found that we stumbled on a few weeks back. It's got to be down in here, because this looks like the same woods. Really, really lots of down debris everywhere, and you know, gosh, that kind of looks like a good place to go look for mushrooms too, honestly. I think we're gonna do it. Is this a dead end? What? No way. Huh. I really don't recognize any of this, but we're gonna check it out. Looks like somebody's been coming through here for something. Now, why does my motorcycle smell like potpourri? It must be going through the bushes. She smells good though. She does. She smells quite good. Alright, guys. I'm gonna go out here and do some adventuring. See if we can find some mushrooms. Wish me luck. Let's see. Where is my knife? Oh, it's in my hand. Haha. Silly me. Bags are already in my pocket. Okay. Wallet's in my pocket. Keys in my pocket. Alright, let's look at OnX real quick, guys, and see where we are. It's so hard to see this camera right, or my screen right now. Huh. Yeah. Alright, well. Guess we'll go to explore down here. Let's go take a look. Oh, wait. Sorry, guys. I gotta swap gear here. Yeah, actually, it's okay, I guess. Ooh, this has got to be that spot with the frickin' cave in it. Look at this rock formation down in here. This has got to be it. It's got to be in here somewhere. came across a real cool cave that someone kind of made like a hangout spot, you know. It looked like had a homemade porch and stuff coming off of it. Well, I guess I should track my walking so I don't get lost, huh? Do pretty good out in the woods, but new ground, probably a good thing to record my track. Boy, still a lot of nothing in here, huh? Interesting. There's just nothing going on in these grounds. Nothing I can see anyways. Imagine taking your motorcycle through this stuff. Definitely be an adventure. It's a little darker woods in here. Alright, well dang. Sure not seeing anything in this neck of the woods. There sure is a lot of down debris in this area. I think that's about the only thing that'll keep anybody out, man. Just having a whole lot of down logs and debris and stuff. Otherwise, anywhere where there isn't this or lava rock, there's probably trails between human, bicycles, or dirt bikes, or animals. Well, yeah, interesting little ground in here. Man, I don't see hardly any mushrooms in this little area. I mean, it's just too dry. It looks like this probably gets a real mega blast of sun every day. like the only hilly area of it is right here. Alright, moving on. Alright, moving on. Yeah, and I parked in a bad spot. Hop the log. Just a log hopping in progress. Nothing to see here. Cool, lava rock. Lava rock. Ha. This looks like, wow, we found some cool something, guys. This is like somebody's quad running trail. That's what it sure looks. Oh, this has got to be the way. This has got to be the way to the caves, guys. Fairly certain I remember this rutted old road along the way to that cave. Well, we'll go check it out, huh? Hey, here's a little hillside to check too for some mushrooms. So that's cool. Stop right along here and go up this mountain real quick. Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully it'll stay up. Here looks like a lot of the wrong trees. Oh, look what we found, guys. You see it? One morel. Alright, well. One doesn't always mean much. That could be all it is just one. Sometimes that's the way it be. Realized I left all my gear on. Should have just thrown that off. But she's a little dried out, but she's okay. It's a little dry, so I'd imagine this side's probably getting a lot of sun in the evening. So probably not a whole lot going on up here, but we'll see. Some places are just magical. You get magic little mushroom grows. Some places you don't really get much of anything. Although this little valley here actually has some, it has potentially decent potential. Boy, it's one steep hill, that's all I know. Slow walking journey, that's for sure. Boy, I did a lot of walking around yesterday, though. My legs are kind of petered out a little bit. I'm not really seeing enough of anything to make me want to keep going up this hill. If I had a choice, and I'd rather pick downwards. You know, that's just me. Walk to the top, pick my way down. If there's something going on, anyways. It's personal preference, I suppose. It's back in the day when I was younger, I used to, well, you kind of pay a guy to take you up in the woods and drop you off at the top of the mountain, and he'd go sit at the bottom of the mountain and wait for you to come out. And so, 4, 6, 5 hours walking down a hill, picking mushrooms along the way, meeting up at the bottom and heading out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A bit terrifying if you're by yourself, or, you know, especially being a young man. And nowadays I don't really worry about much anymore. I hardly ever even seen animals, so I wish I'd see more. I only wish to know what our forefathers seen in this country before everything was hunted away. Nowadays, it doesn't look like, ooh, that's some cat poop right there. That's a cougar. Some sort of cat, mountain cat. So that's reassuring. That's the kind of country I like to be in. At least you've seen some scat or something out here. You know, I had a long history in my younger years of being followed by lynx, bobcats, cougars, you name it. Any kind of mountain cat, man. I've had a long history of being followed and stalked by him. What do you do when you're 2 miles deep in the woods and you know a cat's following you? You can hear it back there. You can see him every now and again. You just keep your cool, man. Try not to, try to keep a sight of your eye on it at all times. You know, you're walking. You just, you don't want to look like prey. As soon as you run, as soon as you get scared, actually, your body emits pheromones that say you're food. And that's what they're looking for. But if you can keep your cool, that cougar is going to be more curious than anything. They follow you, probably stalk you. You know, as long as it's not a mama or something that's trying to protect her cubs. I've come across that, and boy, you don't want to come across that. Thank goodness there was a 12 or 15 foot deep blackberry wall protecting me from her. Because, yeah, that would have been a scary day. But I'll tell you what, talk about every hair standing up on your body when that cat came running down that mountain. Sounded like a horse running at you. And then it's the most god-awful, ear-piercing, eerie sound you can imagine. You know, right there. The other side of that blackberry thicket, and it followed us all the way along that thicket. We were on a mountain. We had to walk around the mountain. And that blackberry thicket, we'd already walked by the entrance of it to that area. We couldn't go back because, well, she was on the other side of the thicket. And see, the thing is, when we came up there, we heard 2 sets of footprints run up the hill. It was smaller. You know, you could tell it was a 4-legged something. And then you hear what sounds like a horse running down the mountain. And belted out that big old eerie scream. Oh, man, we were out of there, Jack. All right. Man, that hillside just looks so good, but there's so much debris over there. Okay. I know I'm more rambling than mushroom picking, but I just had to go back down memory lane there. many years, ran into all sorts of just bizarre things in the woods. But as far as the animals I've seen the most, it would definitely be mountain lions. Don't know why, it just had that kind of, I guess, attraction to me. You've only seen a few bears here and there in Oregon. You'd think you'd see more, but mostly just in road crossings and stuff. They're just trying to get across the road, get to some water or something. But really, you don't really see the bears a lot out here unless maybe you got an apple orchard. You'll be seeing the bears all right. They love them orchards. Apples start rotting on the ground and they're just drunk as can be, rolling around out there having a good time. Kind of like a big dog, Remember one night walking around on that property and walked right next to one on the trail. Didn't know what it was, didn't have a light, We always just walked the orchard at night. And, well, I didn't do that no more without a light. Once I realized it was a big drunk bear laying there. He's making all sorts of groaning noises, and you could tell the poor guy was messed up. He had a tummy ache or was all boozed up, something. But, yeah, I was out of there. Boy, just one singular mushroom out here. It's funny. Well, take that as a sign that it's not a good area, huh? Keep going down along this trail. Throw off some of my other gear here. Quit packing it around everywhere. So now I think I went pretty toasty, so. Nice cheating hills make me feel like I'm tall. Thanks, hill. I can actually reach the ground without a struggle. Oh, dang it. I had to go and miss the trail. Oh man, hopefully we're not going over trees. As long as they're not too big, I guess. Be alright. Yeah, this is definitely like someone's home carved out trails. Pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is definitely the place where that cave is. It's in here somewhere. Just gotta find it. Huh. It's funny. I've been really wondering where this place was because I stumbled upon it one time following somebody else. And I guess we're gonna make it back here after all. It's a small world after all. Oh, there it is. Haha. So cool. Alright, guys. Here it is. Somebody's little shelter. Oh, hey, somebody's been back here, made some progress on it. Yeah. I wonder if this is somebody's like bug out spot. Let's see. Get a. It actually looks like something has decided to nest up in here since last time I was here. I don't know if you guys can see in there or not, but And that light doesn't help at all. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a ton of bugs in here. It goes a decent ways, but they got this plastic in here. So I assume this is like somebody's emergency bug out shelter is what they're doing here. But there's a hole back there that goes down. I don't know about going down there and investigating without my firearm, so I won't play around with none of that. But there was poles coming out to here and out here, and not this. I don't know. I don't remember this. Like somebody seems like they've come out here and rebuilt a little bit of this, so that's kind of cool. But let's get a photo of that. Cool little photo of the cave. A little shot of me here with the cave. Hello, YouTubers. It's just super cool. All right. Moving on. Cool little spot, though. Should go investigate some more around here and see if there's any other little natural formations in here at some point. But for now, I gotta stay on mission and get to the mushrooms. I see a peak back here that I'm heading towards. It's back behind all this tree cluster. Pretty good sized mountain, so I'm hoping it's gonna have something going on there. Wow, this is some soft stuff in here. Talk about some pummy powder. Whoa, wash out city. Man, this is kind of a better looking spot, maybe. What if there's anything going on in here? Take a little look, see what we're putting through. Alright, well, I don't see much of anything. I am just looking for the mountain peak. Hi. Oh, nice little pallet dumping zone. The question is, so I gotta figure out, is what direction are we facing? Where are we right now? Mostly south. Okay, so south is over there then? It is. So north is that direction. Alright. If we can get up on this little butte here anyway. Dead end. Cool. Boy, this place sure did wreak some havoc in here. Boy, this place is just all beat up, man. There's a big rock formation and a road over there. Huh. I have no idea where we're going right now, guys, but I guess we're just gonna take the trail. See where she leads us. Ooh, this looks like a more promising area for some picking. Just good look at. It's a little more cover. Let's see if we can find anything in here. Keep sinking. Needastick.com. Okay. Try it. Take off my sweater this time. Be too dang hot in the woods. Hey. Right. Cool. Could be a good area, maybe. Looks like lots of holes in the ground around the trees, like there was some kind of mushrooms here at some point. That's kind of it. Different times of the year, there's different kinds of mushrooms that you can get a hold of, kind of harvest. Like chanterelles, for instance, are usually a fall mushroom around here. Well, out in this country, I don't know. Not even sure where you'd find them. Don't look like much of anything going on in here. So just continue on. Take a peek at where this is taking us. There's a road up there. Huh. Okay, well. Weird looking little thing. Well, a whole lot of nothing to see here. Wow, but it does smell amazing out this morning. A real nice piney, strong piney smell from that morning sun. Beaming all the needles and stuff. Yeah, love it. Is that one right there? No way. Did I walk right past one? I most certainly did. You see that, guys? Walked right past that guy. There indeed is a mushroom out here. Boy, and that is a nice one, too. Just what we're looking for. Real moist, happy, alive. Just what I'm looking for. So funny. Just one hanging out there. What are the odds of that? Huh? Just one. And I parked right next to it, too. Parked right next to it, too. Oh, there's another one! I see more! Can you see what I see? Woo! Little pretty, little precious, sticking out the ground right there. Alright, now I found two. Man, I gotta start scanning. See if we can find some more out here, huh? But boy, you see the problem is all these pine cones. It sure does make it difficult to see anything. An old road. Take a little walk-see down this and see what we can see. Boy, it looks like it could be some nice ground. I know morels will kind of grow in this stuff, so. But I just haven't seen much of anything in brush or bushes or anything this year. It's just been very odd. They're really a little less hidden than they normally are. You know, that should be because of the warmer, fairer weather we've had this year, but I sure don't see much worth poking around in for in here. So, let's continue on. But really, when it comes to morels, they're typically pretty sparse. There's not usually a whole lot in one place, unless you really know some good patches, which I don't know much of them. That's what we're trying to find some cool patches together. Okay, well, take another look-see around, make sure I didn't miss one sitting here. But they are pretty hard to see, especially the naturals. So that dark color you see, those would be your naturals. And I guess that really is their best defense is camouflage. That's all they got going for them. If it wasn't for that, I'm not sure what all critters eat the morels, other than the bugs. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of animal out there that eats these dang things. Oh, these woods look a lot better. I gotta go look in here. But go short ways down the road here. Yeah, take a look-see. See if we can find anything. This is all pretty young small timber, so I really don't expect to find much in this kind of stuff. It seems to be, okay, when I was, let's say 20 years ago, back when I first started picking mushrooms in the lower valley, before a lot of the old growth, some of the coolest old growth areas out there were logged. Those trees, it just supported something. You know, all those old growth trees, they really do something for the land. They make it good, they help it out somehow. Because it needs those, like a certain age of tree, it seems, to even like really produce morels or chanterelles, and it seems to be the young trees really don't produce much. So it must be something that happens in their lifetime. It's just a theory of mine, but I feel like everything in our environment learns and grows and ages, right? And we haven't figured out how to communicate to it yet. AI will bridge that gap. They're already doing it with animals. Next, it'll be nature and plants. It's also dangerous, but also exciting. Oh, I think what they're going to find is it's much like Avatar. I think the trees are the highway. They're the life in the ground. And the mycelium runs along the roots after they get at a certain age and activates the ground like a bio network. And what I suspect is that once trees hit a certain age, they kind of learn how to use their environment or communicate with the environment. Much like a child growing up, you know. a child's got a limited understanding of everything until they grow and age and learn. I would assume, let's just say plants do learn and plants do adapt, which we've seen in nature. So these trees learn to adapt and use this mycelium as an internet to connect to everything. And our planet has one giant neural network on it called mycelium. If you look up the origins of mycelium, best guess is it's alien. It's not from our planet. So, and maybe mushrooms are a living, breathing organism as well. You know, maybe they got some life to them. Boy, I sure ain't finding much, and that's kind of sad, not gonna lie. I was really hoping we were gonna find something cool in here, but that's okay. Huh. Well, dang. Yeah, I think it might just be this forest is just too young. I don't really see any big trees in here. I mean, there's one, but that's a pondo. The pondos don't really seem to do much action. Seem like I think they're really good at holding moisture in the ground, moisture content. But the trees are the watershed, that's for sure. You lose the trees, you lose your water retention in your lands, and it all just out and gone. You see that? Ooh, look what we found. Dang, dude. Now that's a white. And that is a beauty, too. Or a blonde. Look at this, guys. It's funny, that's the only thing we found up here, but look at that. That is a beaut. You see that really light color. That's what they call blondes or whites. That's funny. Well, here's the biggest fir tree we can really see out here, and what do you find? A blonde at the bottom of the rocks. So that's kind of cool. Huh. Pretty cool, really. But I think that, yeah, just wondering why. It must just not be that good of an area. I mean, it'll produce a couple, but just not much going on. Alright, well, we'll go over here and look at this too. Since we're here, already on the hillside, might as well go investigate over here. Boy, that looked like, oh, hey, what do you know? There's another one, guys. Okay. Boy, this jacket is a lot of work to carry around. Just gotta remember to leave that at the dang bike. There's a couple. Looks like what almost could be caves up here. It's funny, so I guess, yeah, a little bit of, maybe a little bit of refuge here was good for these mushrooms growing. Boy, that's a big one. And a whole lot of nothing around here. Man, I was hoping for another cool little cave formation or something in here, but don't see much. Don't see much in the mushrooms. Oh, downhill. Downhill I'm going. Stick caught my foot. It was taking me down. Says, you're going down, boy. Down that hill. Whether you're going to tumble or walk. And I'm a guy, I like to try to make as much noise as possible when I'm in the woods, just to kind of spook away anything anyways. Not really too worried about much, but still, there's always that possibility. Could be something out here. Something hungry. Well, there sure doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on. That was deceiving, those pine cones. Sure did look convincing for a second. Alright, well, it's finding some crazy stuff yesterday, so figured we'd come up and look at this, but I sure don't see anything. Nothing. Okay. Continue on now. Feel like we've explored this pretty good. If there was something here, I think we would have found it. Anything really major. Question is how far ahead of the bike did I walk? I followed that little mountainside for a bit there. Hopefully my trail is still here. Trying to speak a little softer today, and hopefully that will clean up some of the audio issues the microphone's been having. So I think one microphone is just very powerful. There doesn't seem to be any way to turn the gain down on it, so I guess I just have to talk a little softer when we're out here walking around. See if that works. Is that a mushroom? Probably just a pine cone. Just a pine cone. Dang. Got a couple of blondes out of here. Just cool. Hopefully we'll find a mega score today, guys. But this is cool. I'm glad to find something. Something's better than nothing, that's for certain. It looks like great mushrooming ground. But, like I said, this year's just, every year's a little crazy out here, really. This year's very, very warm. Okay. It's back on for a minute. Oh yeah, some airflow. Woo! Yeah, it's nice. Definitely not much wind moving around today, guys, from what I can tell. Let's go back and see what that was. I seen something on the ground. I'm gonna go check it out. Probably nothing cool, but still. Is that a scope cover? What is that? Oh, somebody's Honda ATV hubcap cover. I guess we'll take that home, huh? Little souvenir. Feels pretty rubbery. I like it. Ha. You know, I wonder if the same guy comes down this trail. I have to go put it at the end of it or something. Gotta be, heck, I think an older Honda machine for sure to have a rubber cap on the hubcap. But I don't know, what do you guys think? These newer machines have rubber caps too, or just older ATVs and stuff? What do you think? That's super cool ground, guys, but I just kind of feel like a lot of the timber here is just too young. That sure looked like another one sticking up back there. We'll go check it out. Is that what I seen? Or is it a stick? Ah, it's a stick. Got us. Well, got me anyways. Don't know about you guys. Stick fooled me.